Pharma Facts.
Did you know Cleopatra lived closer in time to the release of the iPhone 17 Pro Max than to the construction of the Great Pyramids of Giza? It sounds almost unbelievable, right? The pyramids were already ancient history when Cleopatra walked the earth. Cleopatra lived around 2,000 years ago, while the pyramids were built more than 4,500 years ago. And the iPhone? That was released in 2007, shockingly closer to Cleopatra's time than to the building of the pyramids. This means Cleopatra is, in a way, more our neighbor in time than the architects of those timeless wonders. Think about it. We are closer to Cleopatra's era than she was to the age of the pharaohs who built the pyramids. Just imagine, when Cleopatra ruled, the Great Pyramid was already more than 2,000 years old. And today, more than 2,000 years after Cleopatra, we hold devices she could never have dreamed of. This mind-bending timeline shows us how history plays tricks with our sense of time. From the pyramids to Cleopatra, and now to us, history feels less like a straight line, and more like a spiral. Time is tricky. We think of the pyramids, Cleopatra, and us as equally distant, but the truth bends our imagination. While Cleopatra ruled, her world was filled with temples, scrolls, and armies, not stone masons building pyramids. By her time, the pyramids already stood tall, weathered by thousands of years of desert winds. And yet, when you hold your phone, you are closer to Cleopatra's era than she was to those ancient kings. Imagine her walking through Alexandria, unaware that thousands of years later, we'd compare her to modern technology. This is why history feels magical. The lines blur, and suddenly Cleopatra feels like part of our story. The pyramids are older to Cleopatra than she is to us, yet we often forget how massive that gap really was. Picture this. The Great Pyramid was already an ancient relic, like a monument from a forgotten world, in her lifetime. And now here we are, scrolling on glowing screens, marveling at how her life feels closer to us than the pyramids do. History isn't just about dates. It's about realizing connections that make us feel linked across thousands of years. When Cleopatra gazed at the pyramids, they were already as ancient to her as she is to us today. That perspective reshapes time. Suddenly the pyramids don't just belong to Egypt, but to all of human history. Cleopatra's world had libraries, ships, and empires rising, while the pyramids stood silent, already ancient. And here we are, just a few scrolls away on our screens, learning about her as if she lived yesterday. It's wild to think. Cleopatra, iPhones, and pyramids are all linked on the same human timeline. Instead of a straight line, history feels like waves, folding over and surprising us with connections. The pyramids were already older to Cleopatra than the Colosseum of Rome is to us today.
This comparison makes us realize just how deep the roots of human civilization truly go. Every date, every monument, every story links us closer to those who lived thousands of years ago. Cleopatra wasn't thinking of pyramids. She was fighting wars, ruling Egypt, and leaving her mark. And yet, in our minds, we tie her story forever to those pyramids she barely knew. Just like that, we see how timelines bend and twist in ways that surprise us again and again. And when you hold your phone today, you're part of that same timeline, just another link in the chain. The pyramids, Cleopatra, and us, 3 points in history that remind us of how short and connected time feels. Every second you touch, every moment you see, history flows through you, and time itself bends around your hands.